Hello students, it's your first biology class in 11th standard and the first chapter of biology and CERT is the living world. The title is quite simple and clear, right? But let me tell you one thing, this is a very important chapter from any point of view. So please pay attention and let's get started. You all heard about two biological factors. One is biotic, another one is abiotic. Biotic means living and abiotic means non-living. You already know the examples of non-living things and living things, right? So basically what is living? We conventionally look into distinctive characteristics exhibited by living organisms like growth, reproduction, ability to sense environment and mount a suitable response come to our mind immediately as unique features of living organisms, right? It means any object which exhibit growth, which will develop, which will show reproduction and responsiveness. Means to respond to the different events taking place around you and the adaptations. Adaptations means to adapt to the surrounding. If the temperature around you goes cold, you will tend to shiver. If the temperature outside is warm, you are tend to sweat. So in short, your body is adapting to the surrounding to cope up with the outside world to better surviving. And the last one is reproduction. It means to give next generations and to produce new generations. Here in this picture, you can see all the living things are given. So sunflower means flowers, plants, then lizard, kangaroo, fish. Okay, these bats and everything, these all are comes under the living things. As you all know, the basic structural and functional unit of the body is a cell. Now what is cell? So first let me ask you one question. Who has discovered the cell? So the answer is Robert Hooke, right? He found the cell in the cork, in the cells of the cork, and he gave the name cell. But now what is a cell? The meaning of the cell is just a blank space or blank cavity. But actually you all know the cell is just not a blank cavity. It has so many organelles in it which performs different kind of functions. There is another kind of scientist named Rudolf Virchow. He said cell comes from the pre-existing cells only. Means life comes only pre-existing life forms, right? So cellular structure is a defining property of living beings. We all are made up of cells. It could be one cell, two cell, 100 cells or 1000 cell of the body, right? Cell forms the tissues form the organ, then organ system and the whole body. A cell could be prokaryote or eukaryote. Do you know what is prokaryote and eukaryote? So just divide the two. Just divide the term. Prokaryote means primary kind of nucleus. Karyote is basically Latin word used for nucleus. So prokaryotes are the primitive level of nucleus. And eukaryote, U means advanced. So eukaryotes means advanced nucleus. We all are eukaryotes, but the amoeba, paramecium, these all are comes under the prokaryotes category. Then depending on the number of the cell, it is divided into one cellular means unicellular or many cells means multicellular. Let's say an example. If we talk about bacteria or amoeba, paramecium, these all are one single cellular means unicellular organism. Everything happens just in single cell. Here in the picture you can see different kind of bacteria, different shape of bacteria. See, if bacteria are like this, circular, they are known as coccus. If like this, they are known as bacillus. If like this, they are known as spiral. And another type of bacteria are like this, comma. Okay, they are known as vibrio or the comma shaped bacteria. Now here, this is an animal cell. This one is an animal cell. See, it doesn't have any cell wall, just have the plasma membrane or semi-permeable membrane. Okay, and here this one is a plant cell. See the huge vacuole. So this is the main characteristic of the plant cell. It contains a big vacuole to store the starch and chloroplast. Animal cell doesn't have any chloroplast. We can't make our food in the body. In multicellular organisms like us, we also have different kind of cells in our body. Like neuron has different shape. Adipocytes mean the fat cells are having different cells for hair follicles. So these particular cells also have different kind of shapes depending on their particular functions. Clear? Now let's talk about the characteristics of living beings. The first one is metabolism. Please remember this word. It is a very important terminology. So before we begin with the scientific way, let me give you some examples so that you can clear your mind what is the basic meaning of metabolism. So now, if you want to survive into the outer world, you require money to pay for the food, for the rent, for the living, to purchase things, to travel from one place to another place, right? If you are in India, you will require special kind of currency, that is rupees. In case of USA, if you visit USA, London, anywhere, so in USA you require dollars, right? Same way, in our body, in the cell, there is an organelle named mitochondria. You all know by the name powerhouse of the cell. We call it as a powerhouse of the cell, right? So, if you require any kind of work from the mitochondria, you require particular currency of it, that is known as the ATP. Please remember, full form of the ATP is adenosine triphosphate because it has 3 molecules of phosphorus. Again, ATP means adenosine triphosphate. So simply, the generation of ATP is called as metabolism. Metabolism word itself made up of 2 things. Please see in the diagram. One is anabolism, another one is catabolism. So the meaning is anabolism means to synthesis. To synthesis means to make something from smaller unit to a huge unit. And catabolism means to break down. To break down things means from larger unit into a smaller ones. If you break any molecule, any huge molecule from bigger one, means from bigger molecule to a smaller one, it is known as catabolism. You will get plenty of energy at the end of the reaction. Let me give you one example. In the process of digestion, we eat the food, and after that eating and digestion, we get maximum energy. In scientific way, if we talk about carbohydrates, from huge carbohydrates, if we break down into smaller ones, we get smaller units of the monosaccharides. You know what are monosaccharides? Monosaccharides are the smallest unit of the carbohydrates, basically known as glucose. But if you make big molecules out of smaller one, then it is known as anabolism. Means synthesize something big one. Okay, so example is if you use smaller amino acids and make a big protein. So metabolism is a defining property of living beings. It is the sum total. Why sum total? Because it's sum up of the two processes, anabolism and the catabolism. So it is the sum total of the all biochemical reactions taking place inside a living system. Now, metabolic reactions can be demonstrated outside the body in the cell-free system. Isolated metabolic reactions in vitro are not living things but are biological reactions. Here there is a term in vitro. Now what is in vitro? See, there are two terms you have to remember. One is in vivo, another one is in vitro. In vivo means inside the body. In vivo means inside the body. Whatever reactions taking place inside the body is known as in vivo. And in vitro means outside the living body. Means whatever the reaction taking place outside the body are known as in vitro. So you all have heard of the reaction taking place in chemistry lab or the biology lab. They use some viruses, bacteria, right? So outside the body, if they are using or utilizing micro lab or anything, anyway, it is known as in vitro. They are known as biological reactions, but not a living things. Okay, please remember that. Let's move ahead. Please see here the types of metabolism. So here the first one, anabolism, means building up the reactions, means to save energy. Here are the examples: photosynthesis, formation of starch from the glucose. And in case of catabolism, breakdown reactions. Example is respiration. See here, in anabolism, sorry, this is catabolism. The first image is of the catabolism. Here the large molecule, this is a large molecule which breaks apart and forms smaller ones, smaller units of itself. It is known as breaking down. It will liberate a large and huge number of energy molecules known as ATP. Clear? And in case of anabolism, it synthesizes of larger molecules, means smaller units makes a huge large molecule. As I have given you example, in case of respiration, catabolism occurs, means a large molecule of carbohydrate break down into the smaller glucose units. In case of photosynthesis, anabolism takes place. In anabolism, smaller units of glucose make a huge unit of the starch. Clear? Another characteristics of a living beings is a growth. Basically, increase in mass and increase in number of individual are two characteristics of a growth. So basically, irreversible means which cannot be reversed back. If you are right now adult, you can't go back to a kid life. Okay? अगर आपने एक अटेन कर ली है एक एज, तो आप वहां से वापस कुछ और एज में वापस छोटे नहीं हो सकते हो. दैट इज नोन एज ग्रोथ विच इज इरिवर्सिबल. राइट? सो इरिवर्सिबल इंक्रीज इन द मास ऑफ इंडिविजुअल इज कॉल्ड ग्रोथ. अगर एक प्लांट ट्री में कन्वर्ट हो गया है तो फिर से सैपलिंग नहीं बन सकता. इफ वी से growth means increasing in the height, okay, but in case of non-living things it is known as accretion. Now what is accretion? In this diagram, sorry, in this picture, you have this huge mountain, okay. So in the top of the mountain there is an accretion or the deposition of some crystals or a sand like substance which basically increase its height. It is known as accretion, which is completely differ from the original growth of the living organism. That is why we cannot say only growth is the characteristic of living beings, because indirectly ये भी growth ही हुआ, mountain भी grow कर रहा है इस तरीके से. तो हम नहीं बोल सकते कि living organism means growing or increasing in the height. Okay, so basically metabolism is a perfect defining for the living organisms, but growth only, it cannot be defining property of the living organism. So in growth, multicellular organisms increase its mass by the cell division. Now what is cell division? Cell division means the division of a cell into two daughter cells with the same genetic material. As everybody know, the genetic material present in our body is a DNA, right? Which is present in the form of chromosomes inside the nucleus of the cell. In unicellular organisms, there is only single cell is present, so they grow and divide into each cell work as a two different organism. Okay. Now, in case of plant, growth continues throughout their lifespan. Here, in animal world, we all have particular type of growth. Like एक टाइम आ जाएगा उसके बाद ग्रोथ स्टॉप हो जाएगी, मीन्स हाइट इंक्रीज नहीं होगी. बट इन केस ऑफ प्लांट the growth continues throughout the lifespan. मीन्स अगर वो ग्रास है, अगर श्रब है या फिर ट्री है, तो उसके हिसाब से वो अपना ग्रोथ कंटिन्यू करेगा. अगर तुम ग्रास को कट करोगे तो भी वो अगेन ग्रो हो जाती है सेम वे. ओके. बट एनिमल्स ग्रोथ इज ओनली अप टू अ सर्टेन एज. सबने सुना होगा कि आफ्टर सर्टेन एज लाइक 21 ईयर और 18 ईयर, कुछ एज के बाद आप लोग की हाइट नहीं इंक्रीज होगी. ओके. However, cell division occurs to replace the lost cells as well. In case of lizard, आपने देखा होगा कि lizard की जब टेल कट हो जाती है, राइट, तो अगेन वो ग्रो बैक हो जाती है. सेम वे अगर स्टारफिश की बात करें, अगर उसका एक आर्म, राइट, स्टारफिश का अगर 5 होते हैं आर्म्स, उसमें से अगर एक कट हो गया एक्सीडेंटली, तो इट विल ग्रो अगेन. So the cell division again helps into replacing of the lost cells. Another characteristic of living beings is a reproduction. Here what happens? It is refers to the production of progeny, means the offspring possessing features more or less similar to those of the parents. Means जैसे parents होते हैं वैसे offspring produce होंगे. It is the formation of new individual of a similar kind. And reproduction is basically divided into two parts, asexual and sexual. Here what is asexual means only single parent is okay to produce another organism. Okay. Only one individual is required in the process of asexual reproduction. But in case of sexual reproduction, two organisms will be required. Mostly sexual reproduction seen in the higher organisms, but in case of the lower organisms like invertebrates and the single cellular organisms, they show asexual reproduction. The best examples are the reproduction in amoeba, binary fission, then planaria. Okay. In case of fungus, it multiply and spread easily due to the millions of asexual spores they produce. In some organisms like yeast and hydra as well, we observe budding. Now what is budding? From the body of itself, there is a bud, means the outgrowth of the bud taken place in the top of the body, and after some time it will detach from the parent body and behave like a new organism. Now in case of the planaria, they are also known as flatworms due to its shape. We observe true regeneration. Now what is regeneration? Regenerate. Please understand the word regenerate means generating again. There are so plenty of types of the regeneration process. In some organisms, regeneration is limited to particular cellular type. मीन्स कुछ सेल्स ही रीजनरेट हो पाएंगे. इन कुछ ऑर्गेनिजम्स ऐसे होते हैं जिसमें रीजनरेशन पूरा एक ऑर्गन का भी हो सकता है. लाइक आई हैव ऑलरेडी सेड इन द प्रीवियस स्लाइड कि रीजनरेशन इन द लिजार्ड मीन्स पूरी जो टेल होती है, अगर इफ द टेल इज एम्प्यूट आउट देन टेल विल रीजनरेट अगेन. इन केस ऑफ स्टारफिश एज वेल. सो इन केस ऑफ प्लेनेरिया वी ऑब्जर्व ट्रू regeneration. Why it is true? Because here reproduction itself is like of a regeneration. Okay, means रीजनरेशन जो होती है वही काम करेगा रिप्रोडक्शन का। Here, a fragmented organism regenerates the lost part of its body and becomes a new organism. Means, in case of flatworms, अगर एक पार्ट वहां से डिटेच हो गया तो वही पार्ट क्या करेगा, न्यू ऑर्गेनिज्म ग्रो कर देगा. ओके. So if we say reproduction is a characteristic of living beings, so here is the exception. Some organisms like mules, worker bees, infertile human couples, etc. do not reproduce at all. Right? कि मतलब वो न्यू जनरेशन नहीं दे सकते. Right? तो नहीं बोल सकते कि they are not living. So just like the growth, we cannot say that reproduction is the main characteristic of the living beings. Okay. So hence reproduction is not a defining property of a living organism. The next characteristic of living beings is a consciousness. It is a very interesting characteristic to remember. Okay. So the most obvious and technically complicated feature of all living beings is ability to sense the immediate surrounding or the environment and respond to this environmental stimuli. Stimuli means which can be physical, chemical or biological. We have particularly sense organs to sense our surrounding or the environment, right? Which can be eyes, ears, nose, skin. For example, अगर कुछ गर्म चीज कहीं पड़ी होगी, राइट, सी इन द पिक्चर, तो क्या होगा कि अगर तुमने टच किया तो तुम्हारा हाथ वहां से सीधा छूट जाएगा. यू विल सेव योर सेल्फ फ्रॉम द बर्निंग. ओके. इन केस ऑफ इफ आई गिव यू अनदर एग्जाम्पल, अगर कोई शार्प चीज अगर आपकी आंख के पास आएगी, इमीडिएटली क्या होगा कि सडन इम्पल्स ऑफ सेकेंड्स तुम्हारी आंख सीधा बंद हो जाएगी. राइट. So these are the consciousness. Okay. These particularly human have additional factor which means self-consciousness, means the awareness of the self. In case of plants, they also respond to external factors like light, water, temperature, some living organisms as well as pollutants. Right? अगर आप कोई सनफ्लावर को देखोगे या कोई भी प्लांट्स को देखोगे तो सनफ्लावर इज द बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. जहां सनलाइट होगी वो वहां रोटेट करेगा. राइट. और प्लांट्स भी जो होंगे जहां सनलाइट होगी वहां पर वो ग्रो करेंगे. ओके. तो दीज आर द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ स्टिम्युलाई. ऑल द ऑर्गेनिजम्स फ्रॉम द प्रोकैरियोट्स to the most complex eukaryotes can sense and respond to environmental cues. Photoperiod affects reproduction in seasonal breeders, both plants and animals. मीन्स जब लाइट होगी या लाइट नहीं होगी वो क्या करेगा, अफेक्ट करेगा बोथ प्लांट और एनिमल्स को ड्यूरिंग द ब्रीडिंग सीजन. राइट. इवन देयर आर सम एनिमल्स विच ओनली लीव्स देयर बरो और दे वो बाहर निकलेंगे जब नाइट होगी तभी. उनको बोलते हैं नॉक्टर्नल ऑर्गेनिजम्स. नॉक्टर्नल मीन्स जो रात को एक्टिव होते हैं, जैसे कि अर्थवर्म है. राइट. तो दीज आउल है. तो ये ऑर्गेनिज्म जो है वो क्या होंगे, जब लाइट होगी डार्कनेस होगी तभी एक्टिव होते हैं. ओके. नाउ ऑल ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैंडल केमिकल्स एंटरिंग देयर बॉडीज. All organisms therefore are aware of their surroundings. But as I told you, human being is the only organism who is aware of himself. That is, they have self-consciousness. So that's all for the today's session. In next class, you will learn about remaining characteristics of living beings. Please make sure you make notes and learn very well and revise well. Thank you so much.